All right, ladies and gentlemen, buckaroos and buckarettes, this is Don Rusnak, Banjos in the Basement, Arlington, Virginia, banjodaddy at hotmail.com. Thanks for all subscribers and ring the bell and all that stuff. Anyway, my last video, I played a song by Uncle Dave Macon. It was my rendition. And I added some picking styles that he did not use in the arrangement that I had heard. That I don't think he ever used a picking style in this particular song. Just was his knockdown style of clawhammer or frailing. So I played that, and I think there's other recordings that you can access that particular tune, and other folks doing it on YouTube. But I want to kind of show you my approach to that particular song, and we'll revisit some of the right hand techniques that I've already showed you early on. And Uncle Dave, it's all melody and how you get it. So I'm going to pick out the melody. It'll be close. It's not perfect. I don't think I play the same song the same way twice, which is kind of the cool thing about this kind of music. You have this freedom. Everybody could recognize the song, but you can take liberties with it. So anyway, the song Got the Money Too by Uncle Dave Macon, and I'm in, again, as I played it originally, in open C tuning on this banjo. It's G, C, G, C, E. Again, G, C, G, C, E. So I'm going to pick out with my thumb, with the pauses, basically the melody. So that's the basic melody picked on. And the chords, here I'm in an open C, and here's an F, and here's a G. Middle finger of the left hand on the 4th string, 2nd fret, and ring finger on the 2nd string. If you can see that, 2nd fret. And I use this form too. And I'll use these forms, index finger on the 1st string, 1st fret, middle finger on the 2nd string, 2nd. And I'll move up 2 frets. So that's basically the 3 positions that you'll need, along with the melody in your head, the pauses for the low part. And I also use what I call melody chunk, melody chunk. So it'd be and Uncle Dave's right hand technique, where he just does this within one beat. If you do that kind of thing, interspersed with hunting and pecking the notes. Sometimes you just hit single notes within these right hand frameworks. That's one thing that he does. Or thumb dominant lead with the middle finger on the first string as a drone. And also, I use my middle finger on the first string. Some people just use, if they're never going to have a roll in there, a TIM, a thumb, index, middle. If they're not going, they'll just stay with the first finger, the index finger on the first string. You can do that, but I've learned to use the middle finger in case you run into a sequence where you would like to use that roll. Basically, and he also uses what I call the thumb frail, or that, which is the same thing as play the whole song using one of each of those right hand techniques. But as I said before, once you learn all those right hand techniques, keeping the melody as the dominant in your head and the pauses, that you know the song, you know the melody, you know where you're going to go, and you're able to use these different right hand techniques all based on the melody, then that's what you have, this freedom within a tune to go there wherever you want. So, and then I break into a knockdown style. Knockdown style, some of my students over the years say, well, what's the clawhammer as opposed to knockdown and frailing and clawhammer and all these other terms? And I said, well, they're different regional styles of the term associated with the music. Like round peak is completely different, but it's still deemed clawhammer, and this is different. Still deemed clawhammer, but it's different, and it's more melody and a lot of use of whole chords or strumming all the strings, where round peak is based on more limited single notes. Very little of this. Very little. You'd be kicked out of the jam, and you'd be wondering why, and this is the reason. Round peakers, this fiddle banjo, you're not going to be the dominant. You don't want to be the dominant in that style. And it's a regional style that's gained popularity. It's not what I call banjo-centric. It's banjo fiddle. So anyway, knockdown is this kind of stuff when you saw me playing in that in the tune. So I can use these forms. So I'm using all these strings, but my index finger is going to concentrate on the melody line within these right-hand styles. So, and those are hunt and peck and beginning notes. Peck. And now drop thumb, where you drop your thumb and hit a progressive note or a melody note or within the chord. Now I'm using for these downstrokes, the traditional frail is you're going to be using one finger and a thumb. That's just using the index finger. I've learned over the years you can use your ring finger, and then for inside strings the index finger comes in. So I've kind of morphed out of the earlier forms taught in the tutorials. Just use what you can use. So anyway, it's a lot of chord things, a lot of open strums, a lot of closed strums, more than one string. And with this sequence of notes within that song, sometimes it's easier to get it with a hammer on. I am just as fond of beauty. Rather than picking out those notes during the frail, you hammer on. Fond of beauty, or the hard word, fond of beauty. Peck, 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 fond of beauty. So usually when I'm playing a little faster, I tend to use the hammer-on because it's easier to get to. So let's see. Oh, and up top, the second part, bluegrassers refer to this as a two-string abbreviation of a whole chord. I'm not going to be going. I'm not going to use that whole bar chord. I'm just going to use the first two strings at the 12th fret using my middle finger on the second string and my ring finger on the first string. So it would be, and then this bar, and then back. So I would use my knockdown incidental notes between the next chord change or the next phrase. Well, how I love my honey, I'm gonna spend her money. Ain't it a sin? I'm as happy as a flower, sipping that falling dew. For I found a little early and she's got the money too. Now what I did was, now I just brought my thumb up for a wham. Every cent, I'm as happy as a flower, sipping that falling dew. For I found a little girl, she's got the money too. Anyway, that's basically what I was doing in that song. And Uncle Dave was vibrant, you know. He was hell-bent for leather guy, you know. And he was an entertainer. There may have been folks that could play the banjo better. But I think in the big scheme of things, I would rather be a good entertainer than the best banjo player. It's almost like Pete Seeger, when he was at an audience, he got folks to sing and introduced them to the song. And the banjo and his performance was less important than to get everybody involved. He entertained, and he included the audience in that entertainment. But Uncle Dave was, you know, the first star of country music, and I was introduced to him for a long time. Anyway, it's his style, his knockdown style. It's not Ron Peake. It's not note for note. It's not melodic. It's that. So anyway, I hope this helps. I love that song, and I'm not a real big singer, as you know, as you found out from the last video. I'm not a great singer, but that's never stopped me. So anyway, I like that, and if I were playing it, sometimes if I'm playing that song with a lighter banjo, then I'll add in some you know, little tricks, not major flipping over your head and, you know, frying eggs on your banjo or whatever it is. But it's like, and one of the, somebody asked me this question about, you know, what's the easiest kind of trick you can do? I said, well, it's just, and then your left hand strums as you flip, and then your thumb on your left hand, and then your middle finger comes back, and then as you rest it, I'm not going to do it with this banjo. Oh, banjo folks, banjo crazy people. This is 1909 AC Fairbanks maple constructed with a non-original, but you know, 20s Kirshner tailpiece with the toggles that move up and down on cams. They're little cams, and I took this off one of my banjos. I like these, and it's this has a spin-off resonator that's basically the same diameter of the head, and this is 10 and 15/16. And the cool thing about this is that it's maple. It's a tubophone tone ring for you folks who know what that is, and it's got a carved heel. So normally these came in as White Lady number 2s with a White Lady tone ring. But this one has a tubophone tone ring installed. So there's some speculation about why is this a tubaphone in 1909? And usually tubaphones, when they came out in 1909, why is it not mahogany, which, 99.5% of them were mahogany. And but when the tubaphone tone ring came out in 1909, the White Lady number 2s had already been out and about. And some have speculated that some banjo players who had the White Lady tone ring in their original number 2 decided, well, I'd like to try that new tone ring. So some speculate that they sent it back to the factory or ordered a tone ring and then installed it themselves, and figured that one out. But some have also speculated that they made a few of these, from the factory. Or some of the folks at the factory got it and they said, well, I'm going to carve the heel or have somebody carve the heel or whatever. But anyway, this carving is indicative of the carving that you would see on a number 3 tubaphone or a carved heel early on. So the hand is whoever did this was really good, and it appears to be the same forms and so on and so forth as one would expect from the banjo at that period. Got a Griffin peg head. I installed these later edition Planet pegs. But anyway, back to this. Oh, it's got a fiber skin head on. So anyway, back to this tune, Got the Money Too. It's all based on the melody. If you learn all these right hand techniques, and you can use them at will, as long as you keep the song in your head, the melody line. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Any questions? banjodaddy@hotmail.com. I do repair banjos, and I've been teaching since 1968. I'm an eclectic guy. I'm most often banjo-centric because, hey, banjo first. And but if you need any help with banjos, or I sell some of these things on occasion. You can't keep them all. You can take them with you, but you can't play when you're dead. You know what I mean? So anyway, take care. Hope everybody's safe. See you on the flip side. Any questions, you can email me at banjodaddy@hotmail.com and put banjo in the subject header. And I'm in Arlington, Virginia. And we'll see you on the flip side. Thanks. Take care. Bye.